What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Morrissey. And we're back, not with a B-side, but in fact an outtake, which is to say we're near the end of the expanded folder for his 1988 album Viva Hate. We're into the last two tunes. The penultimate one here, Lifeguard on Duty, is listed as a Viva Hate outtake, so presumably this was not actually released until much later on, special or deluxe edition. In any case, Lifeguard on Duty, you see it around pools and beaches. Practically speaking, it means it is slightly safer to swim. Nothing I think humans do, certainly not swimming, is entirely safe, but if there is a lifeguard on duty, they can, at least in theory, leap into action to save you should some issue with your swimming or indeed breathing arise. But ultimately, I feel like it's more likely to be used as a metaphor, looking out for someone and, trying to be there to intervene should they become, emotionally or interpersonally endangered. I suppose it could be both. It could be, the backdrop of the narrative is someone working as a lifeguard, but they're also looking out for or being looked out for by another person in terms of their vulnerability in an emotional sense. I'm not quite sure what to make of the title, and indeed his songs often have a clever and or personal twist to them. Admittedly, the last couple reactions I've been keenly looking out for anything that may relate to his experiences with the Smiths and their eventual breakup. People did mention there's a couple tunes that are often now by fans seen through that filter, so not sure how a metaphor about a lifeguard may relate to that, but I will be listening for any possibilities, that included. Let's find out what it actually is. This is Morrissey, Lifeguard on Duty, and it's an outtake from the 1988 album Viva Hate. I like the dual guitars.
The work you chose has a practical vein, but I read much more into your name. Lifeguard, patrolling the lane from the breath of your pool. I call your name from the vestibule. Lifeguard, lifeguard, save me from life. Save me from life. Save me from life. Save me from the elves and the elves and from other things.
All the bad stuff.
The center of the town is a dangerous zone, drenched in flame every time that I come home. Lifeguard, save me from life. Save me from life. Save me from life.
It makes the phrase lifeguard,
Save me from the elves,
the semantics of it,
elves and from other things.
it's an interesting, clever shift. Oh, that double one, put it down. It's the kind of
the only life I'll ever have. I'm always good, I'm never bad. And I've always been so kind to the sick and to the partially blind. Save me from
It's a very Morrissey tune. I'm wondering why this was eventually just abandoned. I mean, one, it does have a bit of a Smiths feel, and who knows, maybe that was, he didn't want to have too many of those type of tunes on the album. Maybe they just he and or the producers just didn't think it was on the level of the other ones. But yeah, I really enjoyed that, and ultimately, the line about the baseball bat across the collarbone, it's the kind of line, it's like very specific. So one is like, man, like, does that come from somewhere specific? Secondarily, I mean, he's talking about, like, you know, he needs guarding from life and all its ills and ails. And, you know, he can only ever know the life that he's had, you know, so, and that sounds like the life he's had has been a bit brutal and a bit tough. But yeah, it was a very, like, intense line, and sort of like, surprisingly intense and violent, like the sheer violence of the line. It's, you know, the kind of line when you hear it, it's like you almost instinctively or reflexively, you know, grab your collarbone, like, oh crap, that would really hurt. So yeah, like, even getting a sense for the song is like, you know, sometimes just the weight, the brutalities, the unfairness of life, you know, and all the different angles of it. Like, you know, is there a lifeguard? And like, I don't need someone to guard my life. I need someone to guard me from life, because life, you know, kicks my ass all the time. So again, it's that classic, you know, Morrissey clever twist on a phrase that you hear. So yeah, I don't know. For me, this is at least good enough to be a B-side. I'm surprised it was not used in any capacity until, again, likely later in the deluxe edition that we've been working through. Shout out to Seb again. So yeah, I like this tune, and it's one that, you know, it feels very Morrissey in every respect. Sonically, vocally, at the end, the vocals kind of went into the background a little bit, or the middle ground, and they were sort of echoey, echoic, perhaps more scholarly-esque. But ultimately, yeah, curious to hear what people think, because, you know, sometimes my opinions, they do depart from the majority consensus in some regards. Well, I'll be like, yeah, that was cool, and then, like, you know, it's happened in a couple deep dives recently. You know, I won't bring up which ones, because then it feels like maybe I'm calling out the, like, people who follow those, which really is not what it's about. But I'll go through a reaction and be like, yeah, that was really cool, and then people who really love the group will be like, for me, this is one of their, whatever sort of tunes. It's like, damn, really? Like, I had a different experience with that. So yeah, I don't know, maybe people will be like, well, it makes sense that they didn't put this on the actual album or even use it as a B-side, but yeah, I liked it, and I think it fits right in with a lot of what he does so well. So in any case, let me know what you think. Shout out to Seb once again. Peace.